Time to work on the OBS. Look at the pretty thing, huh? It's a little empty. She empty in here, huh? So how did we get here? So it all started about 4 months ago when I made this post right here. So he's reached out to me, told me he's ready to get rid of it. So this build is kind of funding itself. So by selling the motor, kind of gives me extra money to finish the motor build I'm working on, and it'll get me the step side bed that I kind of committed myself to. So here we are getting this out. Pulling a transmission with it. And I want to point out behind the OBS is an old project I worked on that is still running good. Alright, so we got the motor pulled out of the truck. I've actually sold this engine, but I told the guy that the smoke when you start it up needs valve seals, and that I wanted to replace them before he took it away. Of course he was okay with that. So that's what we're working on now, are the valve seals. So last night I did 1843. Today we're going to continue with 6572. Okay, so there's two different ways to hold your valves up. The first way we're going to go is with the compressed air. So the first thing we're going to do is turn our engine until we hit top dead center on that cylinder. So this is number 6 right here. Actually, this should be pretty easy. I'm going to go off the crank. We have our crank. We're just going to line that straight up to the 0. Because that's going to be half of where we're at. Okay. So I've noticed with this engine, the valve flash is at 0. So we're going to take our tool again. And just twist it right into the spark plug hole. We need to take these out. We're going to lock our arms off. And we got to take our push rods out. Now we have to release the keepers. If you listen and hear it, you'll hear the tone. It's really high pitched. But when they're released, they're not so noisy. See where we lost first. I need a little magnet. Take our air. Alright. Get loose. Alright, so let's try this without the air compressor moves. Press there. Grab your magnet, pull your little keepers out. And up. Pop off the old seal. Okay, so that's how you do the seals with compressed air. Now we're going to move on to the other method. Okay, now we're going to find cylinder 5. And theoretically should be a quarter of a turn. And the reason you want the piston at the highest point is because if something happens, the valve don't drop that far. Alright, so we're about top. So for this method, we're going to undo what we just did. We're going to pull this back about a quarter turn. We're going to use rope. So we're just going to push rope in here so we can't push anymore. Alright, once you've got all the rope in, you can comfortably get in there. We're going to turn this engine just until it stops turning. Right there. That should be holding the valves up. We'll know real soon. Alright, now we want to release the keepers. Have a couple more seals. And then here's going to be a moment of truth if we hold in the valve or not. There we go. Two keepers. Off. There's a little O-ring here we need to get out, which is really brittle. Alright, so we're going to put our protector on. And then we can push our seal on. So the tool of choice here is a 12mm. Tap it on so it stops. Take off our sleeve. I like to just clean in there when I can. Oh, now we really want to give it a wipe down. These keepers are really hard to use in gloves. So you what. So I like the rope method just because, you know, the air's not constantly running. You know, I got a smaller compressor, so it takes more to keep up. Don't get me wrong, I do like the compressed air method. I just think the rope method is kind of nice too. It's quieter. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, see that? You can just pluck away that seal from that O-ring. So there's a lot of mixed reviews about putting the O-rings back on or not. The seals I'm using, a lot of people just leave them out. So we're going with the leave it out method. Alright, a little sleeve. Millimeter, a rubber mallet. You can also get a little wire brush clean in there. I've got a little crud built in there. Oh. I'm looking at my valve, I'm like, what's wrong with it? Let me take the sleeve off yet. There it is. So that's the two methods. Air, and rope. They both work. I think I'm going to continue with the rope method for the remaining two, I guess. 7, 5, 7, and 2. So this is the seals I'm using, SS72527. I'm putting them on both the intake and the exhaust. I'm going to do the last two. And then I got to get outside and start taking some more stuff off the truck. Because that's not going back in it. We got a automatic we're doing. Here we're going to do the sacrilegious thing where it's automatic. So sorry. If it was a better transmission, I would have just rebuilt it.
Anyways, we gotta get the rest of the manual stuff out of the truck. And start putting the automatic stuff in. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Stay tuned because truck don't have an engine anymore, so it's time to get started building that. And we got our automatic transmission we need to start working on too. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.